Hey, what's up? This is Kevin from Kevin's Barbecue Joints, and this one's awesome. This is with Joe Zavala from Zavala's Barbecue in Grand Prairie, Texas. The timing of this couldn't have been perfect. We've been trying for a little while to do this, and it ended up being a couple days after he found out that he made the Texas Monthly Top 50, which comes out every 4 years, and it was really special. And so I was excited too to talk to him about that because I wanted to talk to him about his new brick and mortar location. Relatively new because I spoke with him 3 years ago, so it's new to that interview, but it's been open for a little while. So I wanted to talk about that, talk about the hours, what they offer, and of course, what his feelings are about making the top 50. It's a big accomplishment. At the beginning, in between our two interviews, he had a bout with cancer. He still has cancer, but it's in remission. And we talk about that. So the interview starts with that talk. And although it's not barbecue related, it is in as much as there's a lot of people that are diagnosed with cancer every day. And if you're watching this or if you're listening to this and you know of someone or you yourself are diagnosed, this little portion at the beginning, 10-15 minutes, might really help you, or maybe give you the opportunity to reach out to Joe and talk to him because he would love to hear from you and give you any advice and how to deal with this properly. And we talk a little bit at the end about it too. But it's interesting, and I think it gives you a chance to know what he went through and what making the top 50 and being a successful barbecue joint really means to him, especially having gone through what he's gone through, and especially with his wife and his child and his team. And so it's really important. He talks a lot about his wife and how important she was during this whole battle, as well as right now. So she has definitely been the rock. But we get into his menu in depth. He's open 3 days a week, and they're also open for breakfast a number of days as well. And they have a special coffee program, and he'll discuss that. And they have a fajita night, and they also have on Saturdays now for the till the end of time they'll have breakfast, because that's something that they didn't have before. They'll have breakfast tacos and coffee. So there is a lot to glean from this. Joe's awesome. I really think you're going to enjoy his candor, his optimism, his laugh, his infectiousness. I'm so proud of he and his team for making the top 50. Go visit them in Grand Prairie. I'll put all their information below in the show notes as to how to get a hold of them, what their hours are, all that good stuff. I'll also put a link to his website because you can pre-order, and that's important, especially with making that top 50 list. And then you could also order merch off of his website. And also, lastly, all the photos at the beginning of the montage, if you're watching this on the YouTube side, are from Kelly Yandel Photography. I'll put a link to her stuff. They were all from a recent visit, and there's some really great photos, and there's a great photo of he and his wife, so I wanted to make sure I included that. You can check her stuff out at kellyyandel.com. You could buy all of her prints. If there's anything she's ever photographed, to send her a note. She can make you a print of those. She's an amazing photographer, so I thank her for letting me share those photos in the montage. I have a website at kevinsbbqjoints.com. As I always say, you can subscribe to this. That way you don't miss out. But at the end, everyone stay safe, and be sure to visit your local barbecue joint. They need you.
We partied on Monday, and then we went straight to work yesterday, and then we're a little behind right now, but it's just because we're anticipating we should be busier, so we're doing like half to double what we normally do.
That's interesting. I was going to ask,
stuff.
what you guys are anticipating, and then it'll be interesting just to see what that turns out to be.
Yeah, because like I'll be quite honest, like we were I don't want to say slow, but we're slow. We're only do 12 briskets on Thursday, 15 on Friday, and 15 on Saturday. So we're going to do 20 briskets on Thursday, 24 on Friday, and we're going to do 30 on Saturday, and then we'll par up everything else with it. And just go from there as a starting point.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Can I keep a little bit of that in? I think that's interesting.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine, because I know everybody's like, oh, they're probably making like a whole bunch of briskets. I'm like, no. And like, even when we're making 12, 15, and 15, like we would have 3 or 4 left over, so it's just.
It'll be interesting, I guess, too, as holiday season comes up and people are, because it's an interest, the timing is different than it was 4 years ago for people.
It is. And then, we should have a Roach is making us a new, or a Cucaracha is making us a new pit that we should have this week or next week.
Oh, nice.
1,000 gallons. So we'll have 3,000 gallons, and then we have a 500. 2 were from a Cucaracha, but our first smoker we ever got was from AJ out of Fort Worth.
Oh, yeah, it was from AJ. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love AJ Smoker. It's just, he's so popular now. It's hard to get in his line.
He's such a cool guy. And a lot of these guys, like, people don't realize how busy they do get, and then it ends up like way far. Like, I think that people now are just trying to search for someone that could actually make something for them.
Yeah, and I was talking to AJ back in May that I may need a new one, and he was out quite a bit. So,
Yeah.
just having to have conversations. So,
Yeah. So
and
if you're watching this and you want to get a pit, call people now because it's going to take a long time.
yeah, and I see everybody like I think Dane got a new pit coming from Syntex. I
Uh-huh.
know it looked like Hurtado got a new pit. I think Panther has a couple new pits coming in too. I know Goldie's is working on some new pits also. So it's just like, yeah, hopefully we're gonna have to use them. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
definitely. And your backdrop looks so killer right now. It looks it's such a cool. It just looks interesting. It looks almost like you're in a fake like bubble thing like that you
Oh,
created for
nice.
this. Well, so we talked. I think it was almost 3 years to the day, or
Was
like
it?
but that's when it posted live. That's when I posted it. But I think and it was only audio. It wasn't YouTube. So I
Yeah,
think
we
I screwed up on it
we
or
were
something.
talking. Yeah, we were talking. We were building out the restaurant.
Yeah.
I think we talked October, November, and we opened February of 2019.
Do you talk about the cancer? Is that something that you're open about? Is that
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
I'm open. Like I
okay?
said, like no, like definitely, like it's one of those things that's like, but now, like for all the people that have gone through it, like I feel like it's my responsibility to do whatever I can, because if it wasn't for the people that had it before me, like the medicines wouldn't be here, the funding wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So just and also like the biggest hope I got was people telling me I'm in remission. I was like, you have fucking cancer, what? And and so it was really uplifting knowing that people are in remission, people you would never even know were in remission.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely. Like I'm totally open to talk
Yeah.
about my. So I have multiple myeloma. I was diagnosed in 2019, and the only reason I found out was because my son was choking. I slipped and fell, did a up down with one arm. And I just like I was like shit. I just tore my rotator cuff. So I get it, go to the room, and we get whatever's out of his mouth. And I'm like, oh crap! I tore my rotator cuff. And literally that day, I had a doctor's appointment I set up because I've been having real bad sciatica, and I was like trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So I go to the doctor that Wednesday. I'm like, hey man, can you look at my stuff? And I was like, my shoulder, I think it's from a rotator cuff. He's like, does a test. He's like, let's do MRI. Let's make sure everything's okay. So Black Friday in 2019, I go to do the MRI. That following Tuesday, I go to the doctor, and he comes in. He's like, there's something I don't like in there. I think you got cancer. I was like, what the fuck did you say? He's like, cancer. I was like, what? He's like, I want to get it checked. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, all right. So December 10th, December 9th, excuse me, we go see a specialist that he sent me to, and he's like, you're fine. It's benign. It's not cancerous. It's just a giant cell tumor. We need to get it out of your shoulder. And he said, if we don't get it out of your shoulder will collapse because of the tumor.
Oh,
I was like, he's like, when can
still
you do the
though.
surgery? I was like, today? And he's like, no, we can't do it today. But we can do it tomorrow. I said, fine, let's go do tomorrow. So the next day, we go into surgery. All my family and friends are there, my wife. And every time, like, it's benign, right? It's benign. Everybody's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And then doctor comes, we're about to go into surgery. I'm like, hey, how long is the surgery? He's like, no, like 2.5 hours. So what happens if it's cancer? He said, 30 minutes, we, close you back up. And I'm like, what? So I woke up from my surgery and asked the nurse, I was like, hey, how long was my surgery? And she was like 30 minutes. And I was like, fuck, I got
Oh,
cancer. So
and that's weird. That's like it's on your brain no matter what. Like even though like you were out of it from the anesthesia.
yeah. So my wife walks up with my family, and I'm like, I got fucking cancer, huh? And they're like, yeah. I was like, well, can we go get some tacos? And so
Wow,
we
what
got
an experience! And so then how does it go forward from there? Did they end up opening you
so
back up in a week or so?
so that December the 16th or 18th, I forget, I met with one doctor, Dr. Cheeks, and he was like, we talking, and we're like talking about barbecue. Then he was like, hey, has Daniel Vaughn ever written about you? I was like, yeah, actually he came by. He's like, are you kidding me? I was like, yeah. So we started talking about that. Then he's like, have you seen your other doctor, your other oncologist? And he's a bone marrow specialist, blood cancer and everything. It's like, no. And again, it's only been 12 hours since like I was supposed to go see them. And we couldn't get in touch with them. And it was nothing that it was just like emails, and they're so busy. It was like everybody's at the end of the year trying to use their deductible, and I get it. And he's like, hold on one second. So he goes outside, gives him a call. He's like, he's gonna see you right now. I was like, what? So he took me to go see the other doctor, and the assistant comes up, she's like, he's busy right now, but he'll see you at 2 o'clock or whatever. He's like, go get some food. and then come back. I'm like, all right. And
Whoa.
they spent like 2.5 hours saying, all right, this is the game plan. This is what we're going to do. You're going to be fine. And I'm just like, oh shit. So we put our game plan together January 3rd of 2020. We started my treatment, RVD. Excuse me, I have multiple myeloma. It's a plasma cell cancer. So it's in your bone marrow. That's where all your white blood, red blood cells, your plasma gets, made and everything. So it's a plasma cancer, and it's just my plasma got excited and started attacking my body, and they found that tumor there, and that's the reason that we knew was
so the tumor. If you hadn't known about the tumor, that could have been a lot worse. Right?
Yeah, so if it would have been my other shoulder, like we wouldn't even known. Like if it would have been anywhere else, like wouldn't even know, because I actually have psoriasis. So, for the 5 years before I got diagnosed with cancer, every 6 months I was getting blood work. Nothing ever came up.
Wow.
So literally, if it wasn't for me thinking I tore my rotator cuff because of my son, that's why
choking, and he was choking.
That's why I tell him, and he hasn't done it again. And that's why I tell everybody he's my guardian angel.
Like, yeah, he is. And, someone wanted you to know this, and so then was it instant chemo? Or did they have to remove the tumor and all that stuff?
So
this isn't necessarily the cancer podcast, but I'm curious because someone could hear this and
because I didn't even know like I never thought I was gonna get fucking cancer. No one ever considered get cancer. No. Right? I got educated really quickly, and so they put me in RVD. So it's Revlimid, Valcade, and then a type of steroid.
Okay.
And so it was a low form of chemo, and then also some immunotherapy, and then steroids. That was to get me into remission. So if you think of multiple myeloma, think of it as an iceberg. So we took care, like the job was to take care of the cancer first.
Okay.
So we took care of the cancer, but we know it's going to come back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we know it's going to come back. This type of cancer comes back. So the ultimate goal is to do a stem cell treatment to suppress it, so it takes longer to come back. So I started my first part, RVD, to get the cancer into remission. So we started doing that immediately January 3rd. My numbers started going down, and I was technically in remission at the end of February. And then, of course, they wanted to go one more month for me being in remission before we do the stem cell.
Okay.
Because they hit me with hardcore chemo, like the hardest chemo you could get for one time. It's because they want to completely wipe your body out, so you're a brand new kid, or you're like a kid. So I didn't tell anybody about any of this stuff. I just kept it to my family and friends. And as we're going through it, then boom, COVID hits. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. It's like right the next month.
Yeah. So the most blessed thing is COVID was almost a blessing too, because, even as I was going through all my treatment, I was going to be away from people. I was going to have to wear masks. I was going to have to be extra cautious because my immune system was botched.
Yeah.
And so it was a blessing in disguise that everybody had to do it too. Yeah. And then in Texas, the numbers started getting better, like all throughout the country in May-ish, right? So me and my doctor were like, let's do the stem cell. Let's go. I said, all right, let's do it.
So what does that mean when they get, like, is it injected in your spine or something, or how do they?
No. So it's really cool. So what they do is they take out my stem cells and they harvest them, and they go put them up and they freeze them. So your goal is to get at a minimum 3 million to 4 million stem cells.
Okay.
I was able to harvest 15 million stem cells. So I still have some stem cells chilling just in case if I need to do another stem cell anytime soon. And so then they hit you with a hardcore chemo where it literally wipes your body out. And so then when they shoot your stem cells back in you, they call it your birthday. So you're born again. Wow. So June 8th, I was actually, they injected me back with my stem cells. And then I had to be in the hospital for like 10 or 12 days because my my white blood count and my red blood count was down to 0. So if I would have got like some kind of, if I would have got sick, I could have possibly
passed
away.
Yeah.
I was able, I had a great team. Dr. Berryman, he's the greatest man in the world. I tell him all the time, like, I love him to death. I'll do anything for him. And, June 8th was my stem cells. I was born again. So literally from June 8th all the way to this past, actually till like 2 months ago, I was getting all my vaccines like a kid all over again. So every vaccine a child gets, I was getting them all again.
I didn't know that.
I literally got, they shot me back with all my vaccines. So I I am 1 year. So I have 2 birthdays. I have a birthday on June 8th and then on March 26th. So I'm lucky. I have 2 birthdays now.
That's nice. My birthday is June 9th, so it was right around your.
Yeah, so you always remember.
Yeah, it would always be close to each other. That's so interesting. So now it's so your system is
so I'm in remission.
Yeah,
I'm in remission. It's going to come back, but the goal is, like, me and my doctor kind of joke. I know it sounds bad. It's like the longer I go, the closer it is to come back, right? So,
yeah.
But the fortunate thing is like there's so many more medicines out there, so many other treatments, and I won the jackpot. Typically, the people that get this cancer are in their 70s. So I was 34, 33 when I got it. So I was really lucky.
Yeah. Really.
Yay!
Yeah, exciting. Yeah, great.
But, it's also a blessing because my body was able to take the stem cell treatment, because when you get to a certain age, it's really hard for your body to be able to take the stem cell treatments.
Well, you're putting your body through a lot. That's not, wow, that's amazing. And I think, it's, again, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you about, but that is something that was weighing heavy on my mind. And then Kelly had sent me that photo, and then that by your pit wall, you show the days from remission, or what is that on your? So if someone comes by and sees your pit.
Yeah, no, every week I was like looking at, so I looked at my kappas. So it's a ratio where it needed to be under 1-to-1, so under 20. So I had my numbers, like at the highest point it was at 1,414, my kappa number, and then it got all the way down to 20, and right now my number is usually around 8 to about 12. So like I go to the doctor every month for the rest of my life to do blood work for us to look at my numbers. So if we see my numbers get out of control, we can start treatments immediately.
Wow. You feel okay right now?
Yeah, I feel great. I have a great team in place.
Yeah.
I have the greatest wife in place, the greatest doctors, and just really lucky.
Yeah. Are you wearing a derby hat right now?
No. So
are those yours? Oh, those are yours. Oh, yeah. I saw one of those too. Yeah. Oh, this is the color. I thought it was like derby.
Texas, and then it says top 50. So I bought these hats. I bought 20 of them, different colors. I also have a blue one. They're all dyes. So I bought them from one of my best friend's cousins. He bought them at a flea market he bought like 22 of them for like 50 cents each. So he sold them for like $5. Holding them for like a year and a half for something special. And when I knew the list was coming out, so I had them made, so we get them to all the team and everything that's been with us from the very beginning. But Jeremy actually took one because they were here on Monday. He's like, I need one of those hats. I'm like,
oh, cool. Well, yeah, it's his style for sure.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about that first, and then kind of go backwards towards explaining more about your background and like how you got where you are at the brick and mortar location. Did you did you know that ahead of time then? Like, is this something that did you have any inkling?
No, I'm superstitious. Like, they did come out for photos. We did have like fact check calls, but to actually see it print,
that could be whatever, right?
Yeah, like it could have been honorable mention. I kept on telling everybody, don't get your hopes up because it's probably honorable mention. But like, I'm not gonna lie, like even Sunday night, I still couldn't sleep. And when the website went down at 7:30 in the morning, I was like, oh shit. And then I think on my screenshots shows like 7:52 and like 7:55. And so the first thing I do is like just scroll down
the bottom this year's alphabetical.
The Grand Prairie. And then I saw our photos and holy cow, we made it. And I started crying. The wife started crying, and we're just like, holy cow.
It's a big deal. Like, for people that might not know, why is it such a big deal? Other than what you've been through?
Man, it's everybody opens a barbecue joint, right? And I think the ones that really get it, understand, become part of the community, right? Like, we wouldn't be here right now to even have the opportunity to be top 50 if we didn't embrace our Grand Prairie. I'm born and raised here. 85% of our business, 80% of our business is people from here. The other 10, 15, percent are hardcore barbecue people. Then the other 5% just see a line.
And they're like, what is it? Yeah.
But, we don't even like, it's kind of weird. Like, even when we started, like, it's like we had these big lines, and like, we don't have lines. Like, it's just consistent. And, our sales are up a little bit, but, it's just, we're able to, feed our community, able to help out where we need to help out. and we have a great partnership with the city. We make sure that we want to do everything right. And, as you're doing that, the ultimate goal is to get that validation that, wow,
Yeah.
okay, we do have some good barbecue. We do have good customer service. That's, comes out every 4 years. I think it was every 5 years before that. And, the Texas at the top 50, it's just one of those things. Like, we are now cemented in history for 2021. It's one of the best, barbecue joints in Texas. And, it's kind of funny because, when you probably talk to people from Texas, we don't say we make Texas barbecue. We just say we make barbecue, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then you talk to people throughout, and, everybody's finding their own niche or whatever. But then you talk to people throughout the U.S. or even the world, everybody wants to make Texas style barbecue. And it's funny because you come in Texas now, and I think Dallas, Fort Worth really represent it. None of us are doing the same thing, right? Like, everybody's different. And that's probably the funniest thing ever is, like, people want to make Texas style barbecue, but even Texas style barbecue is different.
Yeah,
everywhere.
It's not the same as it was, and it's especially too it's not the same as it was on the last list or the list before. It's evolved to such a great degree, and it's nice that people can put their signature, that you don't just have to do the Trinity. You can actually do whatever you want that makes sense within your parameters. It is interesting that it's become that. And what is Grand Prairie like?
So I think it's the greatest city in DFW. We're located in the middle of DFW, literally like 15 minutes from Dallas and 20 minutes from Fort Worth, 5 minutes from DFW Airport. We have every major highway that you need to get into in DFW. We have, 20 for people that know DFW. We have 20 south of us, 30 north of us, 161 that goes right through us, 360 goes right through us. So it's people talk all the time that they didn't realize that, Grand Prairie is a nice little town, that we had this kind of downtown. They're like, wow, this is really awesome. My parents live 5 minutes from here. My in-laws live across the street from my parents. Me and my wife were high school sweethearts. My best friend lives 1 minute away from the shop. City Hall is literally, I can throw a stone at it. So it's really cool. Like, we're literally in downtown Grand Prairie.
So is it good to recommend that people move to Grand Prairie, or would you rather not everyone move to Grand Prairie?
No, it's happening. People are moving here. They're realizing that, it's a great city. We have, our city management, our council, they're amazing. They're really trying to make the city impactful, and they put a lot of money back into things for the citizens to use. And it's really special what they're doing. And we are seeing a lot of people moving out here for sure.
Yeah. Well, when I last talked to you, you were doing another job along with the barbecue. Are you doing that now, or are you?
Yeah. So I'm a consultant. I work for a great organization. I'm going on 8 years with them. And I always joke with them. I was like, I can't go anywhere. I need insurance. So I said, just give me whatever job you need me to do. I'm going to do it. I want to be here for the rest of my life. That's one thing ultimately that we're working towards as we get busier, that, we can provide insurance for our employees, or give them the opportunity to purchase it, or to be able to give them funds to be able to subsidize their medical. Because I get it. I think my total bill is like $875,000 for my treatments for cancer. So, I can only imagine, people in the restaurant industry, like, it's crippling. Like, it really is.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that have those bills hanging over their heads forever.
Yeah. So, it's like one of those things. So, I'm really fortunate. My wife, she takes care of a lot of the special projects that we have going on in the oversight. And then Bonnie has been with us for a long time. She's our general manager.
Okay.
And then we have Ellie, who runs our pits. She's amazing. She gets here at 3:00 in the morning. And then we have Joseph, who's our lead slicer. That I wouldn't know what we'll do without him. He's 19. When he started here, he was 16, washing dishes. Now he makes sausage. He pulls a brisket. He slices. Like, he's amazing.
That's cool. Oh, that's a cool little tight team. And because you do have the other jobs, you have to rely on your team. And I think that's an important step for anyone in business to be able to do that.
Yeah. And then we have 3 others that, Drake has been here for about 5-6 months. JoJo's been here for like 5-6 months. And then Pete's been here for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah. And then we had Chuck Barbecue Rat. She was here.
I was supposed to talk to her yesterday, and so I told her I was talking to you. Yeah, so she was there?
Yeah, she was here for about 2 months. I absolutely love her. I was like, please don't go, whatever you need. But I think she's going to be helping out the Goldie Boys. So I totally get it. She's awesome. She's going to do some great things in the future. Yeah, her and Ellie were tag teaming in the morning. She was helping out Ellie a lot. and she wanted to really run the pit. So we made sure that we gave her the opportunity to do that. She did an amazing job.
That's cool. So that's what was that day like when with the Goldies team, when did they all come over to your place? Is that what it looked like?
Yeah. It was just a spur of the moment kind of thing. Like, all of us, we were just, waiting for the list, and, I had a whole bunch of alcohol because I was going to enjoy the moment. I was going to like, at one point, I think for at least about 4 hours, I didn't have my cell phone. Like, I didn't even know where the hell it was. And I can't tell you the last time that happened.
Are you still doing the podcast?
Yeah, we're going to start it back up. It's just, man, like, I don't know how you do it. Like, life gets busy. And like, we've had more and more people saying, hey, when are you going to do it again? And so we do it at our really good friend Cole's place. Okay. And then when the numbers started spiking again, we kind of like slowed down because we're going to start having people on. And then we're just want to be like, comfortable. And then we're just laser focused on making the list. So like, that was like all that we were, just laser focused on it. But no, we're definitely going to start doing it again. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun, I loved it. It was a lot of fun, and I could tell like it was your personality was coming out, and that was nice for people.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm glad you do a great job, and I'm real appreciative of everything you do. But it's the same story, not the same story, but it's like the story of how we started, how we go. Like, we were just telling the truth. Like, we were just like trying to survive. Like, we wanted people to like understand, like, hey man, this is what's really going on.
And the people don't realize what's really going on, and it's nice to get that inside information too from someone from the source. It's actually
and also, I didn't want anybody to say, like, we make sure that it's a fine line, because we wanted to be like poor pitiful me kind of thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, is it's like you went into business, so like that's what comes with but it's like, man, like, COVID was just a curveball. I think everybody was just trying to figure out how to survive, and we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it still amazes me, but I feel like barbecue was the best suited business for that. But still, it's not. It's the numbers, and especially with the meat prices going crazy, like it's
briskets are ridiculous. But COVID really made us turn into hustlers, because we started making burgers, we started doing hot dogs, we started doing fajitas. Like, we're just trying to figure out any kind of revenue streams to get people a different price point, because barbecue's expensive. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna lie, it saved us. If we didn't have those other revenue streams coming in, then I don't even know how we would do it, just selling barbecue.
And you guys are open for breakfast, 4 days a week?
So my wife runs we call it Moss Coffee Co. She was a kitchen and bath designer. She got tired of her job. As you know, when we first opened up, we were only open one day, Saturdays. Yeah. So we were paying for this building, and it wasn't being used during the week. So I asked her, like, what do you like doing? She's like, I love organizing. I love coffee. I said, well, let's start a coffee shop up. And so we hooked up with the Voca out of Fort Worth. They came out, trained my wife and Bonnie, got our equipment. They roast our beans, so we buy our beans from them. And it's been a great partnership. And so this past June was 2 years. And it's, our ultimate goal is to have multiple coffee shops. I love Cortados, and it's funny because I think there's a lot of similarities when it comes to coffee and barbecue. Like, once you have really, really good coffee,
it's life-changing.
So upset when you go to places and you're like, man, this coffee's not good.
Yeah, well, it also makes you realize like how much bad coffee you've had in your life.
A lot of bad coffee.
And it's I try not to, like, a lot of times it's just a way to get caffeine in, like it's just that, but it's when you have a real good cup of coffee, it's really special. And so so are you open 4 days a week for that, or all 7 days?
So we're open Tuesday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. for breakfast tacos. So we'll do brisket, egg, and cheese. We'll do potato, egg, and cheese every single day. And then we'll have a daily special. So maybe a sloppy one, egg and cheese, beef cheek, egg and cheese, turkey, egg and cheese, refried beans, egg and cheese. We just try to mix it up and give people another option. But the girls got absolutely were so busy today. They went through so many tacos. So hopefully it's a sign of what's to come. So we may be having it up.
That could be a sign. But then do people just come just for coffee? Is that something people do?
Yeah, people come for coffee. It's almost like it's your routine, right? Come pick up your coffee, go to work. Come get a taco and coffee, go to work. But yeah, the girls been doing really great the last couple of months, and I know it was like pro tip. So I'm really, really happy that Tex Monthly put that in there about our breakfast tacos. But people have been wanting us to do them on Saturdays. So actually this Saturday, we're going to be doing breakfast tacos from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. starting this Saturday for now on.
So that might be an ongoing thing later on.
No, it's forever.
Oh, forever. Forever.
We're doing breakfast tacos
Saturday.
On Saturdays now. Yep.
That's the breaking news for this.
It's only gonna be brisket, egg, and cheese to start off with till we get our feet under our ground, and then we'll add more tacos.
But that's just like during the week or the other days. It's just in the mornings, and especially it'll only be, you can't get breakfast tacos later in the day. It's not.
No, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. only.
Okay.
Tuesday through Friday.
And are you making the tortillas, or do you have somebody that makes you?
No, so we use this place here in Grand Prairie that we've been using forever. Everybody keeps on trying to ask us who it is. I can't tell them. Like,
don't. don't.
Everybody enjoys our tortillas. So they, see, like this week, I ordered 125 tortillas just for Zavala's barbecue for 3 days, and I believe the girls ordered like 50 or 60 dozen for them for tacos for the week.
So what do you get them for are you using them for something else too, or?
Oh, so we sell tortillas, and we have the sloppy ones with our barbecue.
Is it with the sloppy one? Okay, because I was going to ask about the sloppy one because
we do fajita nights on Thursday nights too. So people get tortillas with their fajitas.
Oh, okay. Wow. So let's go over your menu then. So then let's do it. So what's the other menu other than the awesome coffee? And then are you going to open up another coffee place in not Grand Prairie but somewhere else, right? I'm all over the place because you've brought up so many different things. It's awesome.
Our ultimate goal, that's our dream, is to have multiple coffee shops. But our first job is to open up our first one behind us. So that's the build out. Yeah, we're in the very early stages of that. So it'll be a drive-through coffee shop. We'll have a commissary kitchen there.
That's cool.
So we can hold the integrity of the breakfast tacos and ship them out to wherever. Ultimately, if you ever get any coffee shops more. And then we'll have some kind of like beer garden-ish there, and then hopefully expansion for more smokers if we need them. We're lucky, and we hope we're forced to do it faster and sooner than we're anticipating.
So what's on the Zavala's barbecue menu all the time?
Yeah. So we are open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So every single day we have turkey, we have 44 Farms brisket, we have pulled pork. We have 3 types of sausage. We have our pizza pepper sausage that's an homage to Jordan Jackson and Roland out in East Texas. And then we have our jalapeno and cheese. It's actually less spicy than our pizza pepper sausage.
Oh, really?
And then we have a brisket boudin that Jordan taught us that we've been doing for a couple of years.
Well, let's go back really quick because I remember in our interview, it's popping back in my head, Jordan Jackson, and also Reed.
Yep.
Are kind of like your big brothers in barbecue, right?
Yep.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I remember some stuff in life.
Yeah, no, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, they're
you still talk to them?
Oh yeah, all the time. I actually just had lunch with Jordan recently, and then me and Reed, we text all the time. Like it's like we did it.
Nice. I need to text Jordan again. I haven't talked to him in about a month or so, but he's what a great guy. He's
absolutely
been through a lot, but we all have.
Yeah. He's great people. Reed's great people. I'm really fortunate to have them in my life.
Back to your menu.
I was gonna say they're real fundamental.
So it's a pizza pepper, jalapeno cheddar, and then
brisket boudin. And then we have ribs. See, is that everything? Oh, then we have sloppy one. That's every day.
And what is the sloppy one?
And 44 Farm briskets. Sloppy one is another homage to East Texas and to Jordan and all them. They have sloppy joes. It's just brisket and pulled pork with barbecue sauce. So we're like, shit, like we need to do something. So we did the sloppy one. So we put it in a tortilla, made it a taco, and people love it. It's it's been great. And the locals know to order extra tortillas because you make like 2 or 3 tacos out of it. So
that's a as they say, pro tip.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you can order extra tortillas if you want.
Yep, you can order extra tortillas. On Saturdays, we have 44 Farm beef ribs and 44 Farm beef cheek that we serve on Saturdays.
Nice. Can you explain what beef cheek is?
Yeah, so it's literally the cheek and the cow, but most people, when they eat barbacoa, if it's not just offshoot,
not Chipotle.
Yeah, me. Typically, it's all gachetta or all beef cheek. In traditional barbacoa, it's a whole cow head. So you'll have the sweetbreads, a beef cheek, and then the tongue. That's all mixed together. We did whole heads cow heads every once in a while, but we consistently and we shred our beef cheek. We don't slice it, and people absolutely love it.
Do you sell it by the pound, right? So and do
Yeah,
people
by the pound. Like everything's by the pound. And I know some places like you have to order half pound. Like if you just want a little dollop, you get a dollop. If you want one slice, you get one slice. We don't care. Like we get it. Barbecue's expensive, and for me personally, like when I go to get barbecue, I'm like, can I get a slice of lean? Can I get a sausage? One rib? Like that's all I want. Like I don't need a lot of barbecue.
Well, and that's what makes it really nice when you could do that, because then you could try a bunch of different things, and it's not like $78.
Hey, but the one thing I do wherever I go is like give me all the sides, because everybody's sides are amazing. Like I could just eat sides and I'll be good.
And that's a different thing too. That wasn't like that 5 years ago or 10 years ago. It's like side renaissance.
Oh, for sure. And there's so much great sides.
What are your sides?
So we have we changed our salad. It was a traditional salad. Now we call it Hill Country potato salad. It's red potatoes, ranch, bacon, green onion, salt, pepper. I love it. It's really good. We do a jalapeno cheese hominy. So everybody calls it our version of mac and cheese. Whole bunch of cheese, jalapenos, salt and pepper in the smoker with hominy is really good. And then we do Pop's beans. It's my dad's Borracho beans. Pico de Gallo beans, beer in it. And then we have our spicy coleslaw. That's coleslaw made with some jalapenos in there. It's nice and refreshing.
Wow. Did you grow up eating hominy?
Yeah. So, my family's from South Texas. So down in Zavala County, actually, in Crystal City. Like growing up, like, of course you eat it in menudo, but like sometimes you're just hungry. You would just put it in the microwave with some butter and salt, pepper, and you would just eat it out of the snack.
That sounds really good. No, I've never had it that way.
Yeah. So, it just comes in a can, right? So you just like drain the juice and throw some butter, throw in the microwave, then throw salt and pepper, then here, go eat that. All right.
And it's filling. Yeah, it'll fill you up a little bit. That's interesting, because I'm sure a lot of people listening to this probably haven't had hominy and might not even know what it is, which is awesome.
For sure. Cool. Yeah, people love it, and it's just you take a bite and you're like, holy cow, this is good, and you just keep on eating it.
Wow. So then there's those. You also have dessert, right?
Yeah. So we have banana pudding, and then we have spicy candy that one of my good friends' sister makes. It's sometimes it's Gushers or Lifesaver gummies, and it's chamoy and spicy tahini on it. And it's funny, everybody's like, is this CBD? I'm like, no, but I guess we got to get in the business then.
Yeah, maybe that's a business down the road for 2022. Yeah, I think you have a lot going on. It's nice to catch up with you, and I just wanted people to hear your story and hear, like, it hasn't been an easy road, cancer regardless. Like, it's just because there's a lot of different steps that you had to take, and what was it like when you went from was it 1 day to 3 days and then to 4, or was that
Yeah, no, we went to 1 day, and then we were like, let's do like taco night. And they were like, hey, well, let's do like only chicken 1 day. But, as we grew, we also hired people, and people need to support their families. So we had to open more days so we can make sure that we paid them. And then I had to realize I had to let go. Like, I'm not going to be able to do this all on my own. And I had to trust my team, and I had to tell them it's okay to make mistakes. Like, we all make them. Like, don't get it. Like, I don't want them to be afraid to make mistakes. Like, it's okay. That's the only way we learn. And also just make sure we're always tasting the food, because we have one shot, when people come in here, especially since barbecue is expensive, and it is. Yeah. It's like, we want to make sure like people get the best experience and also enjoy what they're eating. So we're always tasting, making sure the quality is where it needs to be.
Why 44 farms?
It's been a great partnership. Jose, our rep, like we just really clicked from the very beginning, like 4.5 years ago. And we started off with the beef belly. Like, we're like, what the hell do we do with beef belly? So we started making sausage with it, and then we were able to get beef cheek. We're like, yes. So we started selling that. Then we were able to get beef ribs. Like, yes. And then one day we were able to, get a couple of briskets, and it's just, we've been cut off also from them in the past, because, they only slaughter or harvest 200 head of cattle a week. So that's literally 400 briskets. That's all they have.
Yeah.
and we're really lucky that we're able to get them. But we also utilize their ground beef for burger nights. We also utilize their fajitas for fajitas. Like, we make sure that we try to utilize everything that we can.
And their hot dogs are awesome too.
And we do chili dogs. Actually, we're happy to go down there tomorrow to cater for 44. And we're also taking chili for them because their bull sales this Saturday. So they'll be putting our chili made with 44 farm brisket that we grind up on their hot dogs. So
that's so great. I just kind of found them like 6 months ago, or maybe it was Matt Pittman, I think, told me about them. So it was
Matt uses them for his stuff too. And it's just been a really great relationship in partnership, and they're family, and we've worked really closely together, and I'm really, really lucky to be part of their team. It's just really awesome that we're able to use a product that's here in Texas and have a really deep relationship with them. They truly care about what they do.
Without a doubt.
Truly care about their partnerships, and we're just really lucky to be part of it.
Because I think when we first talked, you were just getting the beef belly. That was like, it was. I think you explained to me, you might have been the one that explained how difficult it is to get 44 farms. I think that may be told what it was.
No, it definitely is. And,
it's a select group of people. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it is, but you do have the ability, like, to get stuff. It's just, again, there's only 400 briskets.
Yes, it is.
And, we're not, like, again, like I was telling you, like, we're not selling 100 briskets a week. So it's just a good partnership, right? And I don't see ourselves ever getting to, some of these places that do 100 briskets a day. Like, that's a whole different
level, like,
right?
Franklin crazy. Like, when I'd hear like the numbers they did, I'm like, oh my gosh.
And also, like, Evie Mae's, like, so great, the partnership that they have at the grocery store. I can only imagine, they're open 7 days a week, all day long. So there's a lot of food that you got to make sure that you have.
That's insane. And so is you could order online ahead too, isn't that's semi new?
Yeah. So that's how we got started, was DMs and online ordering. So we're never going to go away from that. And people have the ability to pre-order online. I just updated our website probably about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. And everything's all online. You can pay online. You get your receipt.
You have
online.
meat separate, then you have the sides and.
Yep, meat separate, side separate, and then whenever we have our holiday specials, we'll have that on there too.
Okay, and if you order those ahead, do you have to wait in line, or is there a separate line?
No, you just from 10 to 11's pickup, you just come on in, or if you need to add a note that you're not going to pick up till later on, we'll know, and just walk right in. You don't have to worry about that. Hopefully, line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's good for people to know, because it would make sense, especially with Texas Monthly Top 50 coming out, and just in general, it's just smart to order ahead, and then it helps.
Hopefully, we'll see. That's the ultimate goal.
But then also too, you have merch that is available through through your website, but it's Tumbleweed, Texas.
Like, this is one of the shirts.
Well, I'm wearing one right now.
Oh, Tumbleweed.
I have like 7 of them.
Yeah,
I love it.
Deb and Brian are amazing people. We're really fortunate that they make our merch, they make our logo, or make all of our designs.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's a great partnership, and now you can go on their website. You can order our stuff. Our hats are about to be on there too.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And we're so blessed to have a partnership with them. Grand Prairie is awesome.
That's cool.
We're fortunate enough to work with them to name our street Brisket Lane right next to us. So we're located on Main and Brisket Lane.
Is it for real?
Yeah, no, it's 100%. I think it's the only Brisket Street name in the U.S. or in the world. Like, I looked up, no one else has it. I'm so surprised no one had it.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So I'll put that image, if you're watching this on the YouTube side, or if you're listening to the podcast, go to the beginning. I'll have that photo that you have of Brisket in Maine. And I thought it was kind of like a inside joke.
If memory serves me right, I think Ministers of Smoke took that picture. That's really nice.
Oh, the one. Okay. So Joe. Another Joe. Yep. Yeah. What a cool guy too. What a nice,
he's amazing. He's the nicest guy in the world.
Such a nice guy, and he's just so talented, and he really cares about what he's doing, and he's also a dental lawyer, which is we're all doing side hustles. But is there anything else that people should know? I guess I'm trying to think of. I think we covered almost everything. I just wanted to catch up with you, Joe, but I definitely wanted to give everyone the info too.
No, I appreciate it. I'm so grateful that you reached out. I've just, it's as you think you're not going to be able to do anything. Just go. Even as hard as it gets, just keep it going. Like, it is what it is. Like, don't
Yeah.
beat yourself up. Don't be scared of fail. I can tell you 100 different stories where we fell,
Yeah.
and it just made us better.
Yeah. And there's 3,000 plus barbecue joints in Texas. So being on the top 50, number one, is really special, but also too, there are so many others out there to try too. So make sure people support
Yeah, like
everybody.
we started in our backyard making 2 briskets in Oklahoma Joe, getting orders in a DM back
Crazy.
in January 1, 2016.
Was it 2016?
So
Ah,
yeah.
and now you're on a very coveted list, and it's going to be fun. It'll be fun to see, and it's also like a brethren of people, 50 different barbecue joints that you're part of that group. That's
Yeah. And that's one thing I've told myself as I gone through everything. I want to really slow down, enjoy the moment. And I think that was the first time in a long time that I was able to enjoy the moment and soak it in. It was
yeah. It seemed
awesome.
like you really let loose. Like it was, yeah, very emotional, and you don't get to do that much anymore, especially with COVID too. Like we're all kind of trapped
Yeah,
and kind of
I know I was kind of freaking out about that, but then I realized all of us in the restaurant industry and all of us are
yeah,
vaccinated,
of
and then
course.
and I granted I know there's some stuff, but we're outside and I have my booster, and it's still scary. Like that's the thing that we're always
But you also have that.
like
But I was meaning more like you have that pent up energy. Like we all have that
oh
pent
my
up
god,
kind of.
it was just great to be able to celebrate and enjoy it with friends and family. Like it was great. My parents were here; they were enjoying it. We had
Oh, that's cool.
regulars bringing us bottles, like they were drinking with us, partying with us. It was I couldn't dream up a better day. Like a lot of our regulars were here enjoying the moment with us, and it was beautiful.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And is there a message you can give someone if they're just got diagnosed with cancer and they're just
It sucks. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna tell you that it's gonna be easy because it's not.
yeah.
But having a really good, like, don't push people away. Like, have a close team, and don't be afraid to have conversations with people, because I had conversations with people that they didn't know it, but it was the conversation I needed.
Helped you so
Like,
much. Yeah.
okay, it gave me hope. So like, and I try when I see somebody that posts or something like, hey, like if you need to talk, like, and I tell everybody like, I wish I could tell you that I didn't do this, but sometimes like I was in my car and I would just cuss and yell as loud as I can, but it was my way of coping, right? So
Hmm.
everybody has a different way of coping, and whatever it is, just do it. There's
Hmm.
not a right way to cope,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
And it's okay to embrace your feelings because they're real and that's how you feel and what you're going
Yep.
through. Wow.
And
Well, I'm glad it was a different scenario than it could have been. This is
yeah, and but it's like one of those things, like like it can always come back. So it's just trying to enjoy every single day and every single moment, because you never know.
you're truly born again on June 8th of 2020. That's like during the whole, but that must have
Yeah,
been such a weird thing.
and I couldn't do it without my wife. She's the one that kept everything afloat. If it wasn't for her, I definitely would not be here.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah, because like, and that's the other thing. Like, everybody knows my journey, but she was part of that whole journey, and had to be strong and had all those feelings in her as we
yeah,
were going through the whole treatment. So, it's always
scary for
it's
her.
oh, for sure.
Well, you're a good guy, and I can't wait to visit you in person and actually see you. But it was nice to see your face, and I'll share this with the world, and hopefully soon, hopefully by the end of this year or early next, I will visit you in person. Maybe that time the lines die down a bit. But
Yeah. Thank you again for reaching out. Thank
oh,
you
thank
again
you.
for everything you do for the barbecue community, because I know it's hard work, and
Yeah,
all of us are trying to survive, and thank you
try my
so much.
best. Yeah, no, try my best. Yeah, just to do as much as I can while I'm here helping my mom. So I appreciate you. Seating wise, is there a lot of seating for people? Or?
Yeah, we have a lot of outdoor seating. We have like 10 10-footers or 8-footer picnic tables.
Oh, cool.
Inside we have four tops, but we have the ability to add as many picnic tables as we need in the back. Like, we have a whole
Cool.
back
Okay.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So people can come
So,
and enjoy.
oh yeah, and we have the tables, separated and stuff, just so people still feel safe. Because I get it, like if I see like someplace I walk in, if I see a really crowded place, I'm like,
Yeah, it makes me a little anxious
no,
too. I get, I
yeah.
get, I get a little
If they don't
anxious.
have that, especially if they don't have outdoor dining, I'm like, oh, maybe let's just get it to go.
Yeah, I know I've done the same thing. It's so, but there will be a time. Like I was telling someone at like a supermarket, I'm like, what? It'll be weird to like to say like, remember when we used to have to wear masks? Like that'll be a weird time. I hope it comes sometimes. So
I know, I know,
Texas, it
I
came
know.
quicker, but it's, I mean, just in general, I think
Oh
like,
no, the funny thing is, about 20% of people that walk in still come in with masks. Um,
oh, that's good to know.
yeah, we still like. It's funny. Everybody like talks. Oh, but no, there's. I know 20% doesn't sound like a lot, but you would think it'd be 0%. But
No,
there's
that's for
people that
Texas.
wear
That's
masks.
good. That shows that there's people that at least are concerned about it. They might have like underlying conditions and stuff like you.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people that are eating outside over inside too.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It's so
For
great to
sure.
see you, and
No, thank you again. Whatever you need, give us a holler.
cool. Thanks. All right, take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.